You know what? It's another video. That's why we're here. You want to say hello to your friends? They're all out there. He does not, but I will. Hi, everybody. It's Robert Earl, along with Cascade the Wonder Dog, out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Center in far west Texas with a short video about bullfrog tadpoles. We're out here in the greenhouse in the burgeoning aquaponics center, and thought I'd tell you at least what I know and what I'm doing right here. One thing I don't like about YouTube is you'll tune into something that says building a garage, and the guy will start the video and there'll be a pile of lumber and a cement slab, and he'll say, I've never done a garage before, so this is going to be fun. Well, I don't want that. I want a guy that's built 37 garages showing me how to build one. Not a guy that's doing his first one. So, this is my first foray into aquaponics in this greenhouse. So, you're with me as I begin it, but don't look at this as a learning experience, because I'm not going to teach you. I'm learning, and you can maybe go along with the ride a little bit. So, the greenhouse is 1/3 finished. We're about 16 feet wide here. It's going to 40 feet wide. It's open on the back, as you can see. Got the glass here. The glass is going to go the rest of the way around. We did do some plantings because it's going to take me until probably July to get this thing finished, maybe a little later. So I went ahead and did the plantings that we could do. We've had the tank running with water, and we've got the water garden running. So I've got the water garden. The water dumps into the water garden, which you can see the bubbler back there. Comes down the little stream here and into the tank. There's no fish in the tank yet. Simply because I don't have my grow beds up. We're going to work on the grow bed shortly. But, flood beds. But I do have my water vegetables in. You can see I don't know if you can see or not, but over, I think just out of the camera, we have about 200 basil plants, onions, chives, and then right over here I've got a bunch of tomatoes. And on the other side here, we have artichokes coming up and some other things that I've planted. But the star of the show today is going to be the bullfrog tadpoles. Now, why bullfrogs? I have a water garden. Now, that's kind of unique to a lot of aquaponics people. The water's going to go into the flood beds, then go into the water garden, essentially another flood bed, and then come through here. Well, that leaves me all this area here where something can be. I'm going to have mosquito fish in there. But I got to thinking, you know, I don't miss a lot about living in the city or in the north, or in an area where I should say where there's trees. But I do miss the sounds of the frogs and toads, so I love the garomp of bullfrogs. They don't disturb the water garden much. They eat live prey, and I'm going to have to put crayfish in there for them to eat. And the tadpoles eat the algae, and they'll kind of clean up the water a bit. So, and a side benefit, of course, is if we do end up with extras, we've got frog legs. That Debbie definitely loves frog legs. But we're not counting on raising them, you know, no get-rich-quick scheme here on raising bullfrogs. I have 55 tadpoles we're going to release in the garden. We don't know how many of those, if any, will survive. But just for those of you that are looking at aquaponics, we thought we'd show you how we're going to do it here. So, I got this box, 3-day delivery from some folks off of eBay. They've arrived, they're all alive, which is wonderful. They're all alive, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do when you introduce new fish or new amphibians into your system. I've got the bag floating in their water so that the temperature acclimates. I'm not sure what their water is, but I bet you it's about 80 couple degrees. This water in here this morning was 72. So we're letting them acclimate. They're just about acclimated. As soon as they are, I'm going to cut this, but as soon as they are, I'll be back. Well, it's been long enough for them to get acclimated. I'm afraid the bag might actually get hot, plus it's been a long trip for them. So we're going to cut this open and start letting them loose. Oh boy, some of them even have legs. I know you guys can't see much.
I can't see.
There they go. I'm going to try to capture one. There's one. Bring it right up to the camera while the others float out. Look at him. I'm big and I want to get away. I think you can see him. Yeah, you can see him. Okay, let's put him in. A couple are floating now. I don't know if they're dead. We'll just see who's dead and who isn't. I knew there'd be a little bit of loss. I don't know that it said guaranteed live arrival on all of them. Sometimes these folks do and sometimes they don't. We're just going to have to see who's dead and who isn't. You know, they're just a bit torpid. For whatever reason, they're just a bit torpid. Some of them actually have, this one looks like he might be dead. He's got legs on him. He's not dead, he's torpid. But we're just going to leave him in here. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. But I know that if we get a whole bunch of them surviving, Debbie's going to have fresh frog legs.
Counted 30. Is that how many you had?
No, 55. A lot of them went right to the bottom. The real active ones went right to the bottom. They'll recover from the trip. They're probably a little either hot or short on oxygen.
Is that bubbler good enough?
Yes. Yeah, that plus all of this is putting oxygen in.
After some of them are in the plant already.
Yeah, they'll get in there and start eating. Let me finish this thing out. All right, guys, that's all there is to see, really. If I put them in and they're floating around. Actually, let me get behind the camera. All right, I'll get a little close up here of some of them. They're not dead. They're torpid. I pick them up and they move. There's the one with legs. Again, not dead, just torpid. See? Hello, hello. He'll come around. They're already exploring some. Well, all right.
Froggies.
Well, all right. We don't know what's going to happen. It's undiscovered country, but that's the way it is when you're learning sustainability and learning off-grid living. And there isn't a book that tells you how to do it, because the book would have to vary every 50 or 100 miles to tell you how to do things. So we'll see. I'll give you updates as we go along and continue with the greenhouse. But for now, that is the end of this one. So until next time, it's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Education Center in Far West Texas saying, see you later.